Lea Salonga gave a meaningful message to all the Filipinos: unite behind Duterte, the original Miss Saigon. Lea Salonga has her message to all Filipinos that she posted in her Facebook account, which is now becoming viral. The Broadway star calls on every Filipino to unite behind Duterte instead of taking on the other side and blame him. Her message transcends when she reviewed an incident of Michael Fay that took place in 1990 Singapore. She recalled the crime Michael Fay committed when he was in Singapore and how did the United States acted upon it. U.S. President Bill Clinton, who was in the position that time, pleaded for the Singaporean government to lessen Fay's sentence, and so the man received 4 lashes of a cane instead of 6 and was deported back to U.S. Salonga also recalled how the United States protested against Singapore's corporal punishment, which People magazine wrote an article about, with Fay's innocent and vulnerable-looking photograph instead of his manly appearance. Moreover, Lea also mentioned how proud the Singaporeans are of the strictness of their land against crime like the one committed by Fay. Furthermore, Lea discussed the moral of the story, which she earned for the Philippines. Moral of the story: obey the rules of the country you live in or visit. Render no destruction to property, public or private. All visitors are subject to the same laws as its residents. Lea posted, quoting from chubutafao.com. Lea goes on her post as she tried to imagine the country if the strictness in Singapore would be implemented as well in the Philippines. It was this kind of strictness that I yearned for here in the Philippines all those years ago. And now my mind is thinking of the word perhaps. Perhaps if government was more strict back then, perhaps if the war on drugs began much earlier, perhaps if everyone was less apathetic and more sympathetic and empathetic towards one another, perhaps, so now here we are. Lea added. Meanwhile, Lea Salonga finished her post by encouraging every Filipino to cooperate and unite for the country, as each and every Filipino is held responsible for their actions done and decisions made. This is on all of us. We're all in this together. It's pointless to stand on one side and place all the blame on someone that isn't us. We all did this. All of us. So it's going to take all of us to fix it. Lea said as she ended her long meaningful message. For some strange reason I started thinking of an incident, back in the 1990s, that took place in Singapore. An American teenage boy by the name of Michael Fay was found guilty of vandalizing cars and stealing government property, and was sentenced to 6 lashes of a cane. President Bill Clinton pleaded for clemency, hence the sentence was lessened to just 4, after which the young Mr. Fay was deported back to the United States. I remember the protestations of the West against the cruelty of this kind of corporal punishment, although there were some folks that were totally in favor of it. Afternoon television programs featured it. People magazine wrote an article on the young Mr. Fay. The photograph used made him look vulnerable, more like a child than someone on the verge of manhood. However, in Singapore, after the sentence was pronounced, many people interviewed for the news were proud of their country, that they were this strict in meting out punishment for crimes against the state and its people. Plus, cars are extremely expensive, costing at least twice the amount it normally would in the US. So of course the anger over them getting keyed is high as well. Moral of this story: obey the rules of the country you live in or visit. Render no destruction to property, public or private. All visitors are subject to the same laws as its residents. It was this kind of strictness that I yearned for here in the Philippines all those years ago. And now my mind is thinking of the word perhaps. Perhaps if government was more strict back then, perhaps if the war on drugs began much earlier, perhaps if everyone was less apathetic and more sympathetic and empathetic towards one another, perhaps, so now here we are. This is on all of us. We're all in this together. It's pointless to stand on one side and place all the blame on someone that isn't us. We all did this. All of us. So it's going to take all of us to. You express your opinion by commenting below and register the channel to watch the latest videos. Thank you.
confirm your friend you niya. Bisag tanawon sa akong notification, unya nag-online ko, naga-online na siya. Puwerteng malasa, nagalagaw na siya. Sa Facebook nalang di ka makita, sa Facebook nalang di ka machata, sa Facebook nalang di ka komentan. Kay ang status mo, it's complicated. Time advance, wala kay oras. Akong nabantayan, wala ka sa internetan. Di ko mangandoy kay pagkakapoy. Status mo palang unlike sa kong dughan. Unya nag-online ko, naga-online na siya. Puwerteng malasa, nagalagaw na siya. Sa Facebook nalang di ka makita, sa Facebook nalang di ka machata, sa Facebook nalang di ka komentan. Kay ang status mo, it's complicated. Sa Facebook nalang di ka makita, sa Facebook nalang di ka machata,